they found out that, like, I think it was an arranged marriage.
I went through a very long period in my life. I'm still very young, but I went through a really long period where I felt...
leading to so much speculation about the state of their marriage.
I'm a husband. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you.
Like, I was constantly running from things, and I wasn't ready to face certain things that I had gone through.
I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown. So hot, I would have got rid of you a long time ago.
Wasn't ready to have those, like, difficult conversations with myself.
I thought marriage was gonna fix all my problems.
What if the girl Justin Bieber discovered was never supposed to be a pop star, just a distraction? And what if Hailey Bieber knew the truth all along, but stayed silent? It started with a tweet. A 12-year-old girl crying outside a candy store because her idol noticed her YouTube cover. That girl, Madison Beer, and that tweet from Justin Bieber would launch her into global fame, but behind the dream come true was a darker reality, one filled with industry control, emotional manipulation, and rumors of something far more disturbing now. Years later, those rumors have resurfaced, and Hailey Bieber, Justin's wife, is finally being dragged into the spotlight because the internet wants to know. Was Madison Beer just a rising star, or was she a pawn in Justin Bieber's world? And most importantly, what does Hailey really think about all of it? Madison Beer was just another kid uploading covers to YouTube, singing in her bedroom. Braces still on, posters of Justin Bieber taped to her walls. She had his music as her ringtone. She was, by all accounts, a regular fan. Then came the tweet, not one, but 3 tweets from Justin Bieber praising her, singing in an instant. Madison's world flipped. She broke down in tears outside a candy store. Her mom was in the car. She couldn't believe it. Her idol had just given her a golden ticket, but that tweet wasn't just the beginning of fame. It was the start of something far more complicated. Justin didn't just promote her, he signed her, brought her under his label, put Scooter Braun, his own manager, on her team. Suddenly, they weren't just sharing headlines, they were sharing a machine, a brand, a future. And that's where the lines started to blur, because when a 19-year-old global icon takes a 12-year-old girl under his wing, it sounds like mentorship ... Until it doesn't, as Madison Beer's name started trending. The reality behind her rise was far from glamorous. She wasn't just a young artist being supported by a superstar. She was part of a system built and controlled by older men in the industry, signed by Justin Bieber, managed by Scooter Braun, and surrounded by voices that decided everything, from what songs she could release to how she appeared in public. But the most disturbing part, when Madison was just 14, conversations began behind closed doors about how she should be presented to the world. In one interview, she shared how adults around her delayed her debut because, in their words, she was too mature looking for her age. Let that sink in. A child being judged for how she appeared by adults in charge of her career. Her dreams were paused, not because she wasn't ready, but because others didn't know how to market a young girl unless it matched their image of success. And through it all, Madison stayed quiet. She praised Justin. She followed direction. She played the part expected of her, because when your idol becomes your boss and the people around you control your future, you don't question it. You survive it, and Madison did. In silence from the outside, Madison Beer always spoke highly of Justin Bieber. She called him a mentor, praised his advice, and credited him for helping her get started. But the deeper you look, the more complicated that mentorship becomes, because Justin didn't just guide her, he controlled her career behind the scenes. Every song she made went through him. He gave feedback, approvals, and, in some cases, delays. Despite being signed for years, Madison barely released music. Fans wondered, why was an artist with that much talent being held back? Then came the public appearances ... and the rumors. Madison and Justin were spotted together again and again. Random hikes, late-night outings, quiet food runs, and while they never confirmed anything beyond friendship, some of these moments didn't feel like business meetings. One clip shows them holding hands during a walk. The second the cameras show up, Justin lets go and literally runs off, leaving Madison standing there, alone and embarrassed. It happened so fast, and yet it revealed something bigger. This didn't look like mentorship. It looked like control, and maybe even something more. And still, Madison said nothing. She defended Justin, protected his name, and kept playing the role, even as it clearly began to take a toll. But the most surprising part, that might still be ahead. Just when fans thought the situation couldn't get any more strange. A rumor surfaced that changed everything in 2017. A blind item made its way through Hollywood gossip circles. It claimed that Madison Beer wasn't just part of Justin Bieber's label. She was allegedly being paid to stay close to him, not to collaborate, not to perform, but to keep him company, essentially to stabilize him. According to the claim, Madison was making thousands of dollars each week just to be around Justin, to calm him down and keep him in check during one of the most chaotic phases of his life. If true, this mentor presence wasn't about music, it was about management. She wasn't being treated like an artist, she was being treated like a buffer. And when you look back at her career during that time, it kind of adds up. Between 2012 and 2015, Madison only released 2 singles, no full album, no tour, and very little creative freedom. She even said in an interview that Justin was always too busy to help her directly, yet somehow he still had the final say on her music. So what was she really there for? Fans began connecting the dots. Was Madison being kept in the background not because she wasn't ready, but because she was serving another purpose entirely? And if that's the case, who made that decision? While the world focused on Madison's slow-burning career, something else was happening in the background, something that would change everything. In 2015, Justin Bieber went public with Hailey Bieber, and here's the kicker: Madison was still in the picture, not romantically, at least not officially, but professionally, emotionally, and publicly. She and Justin were still being spotted together, still linked in the media, still part of the same inner circle. So when Justin started dating Hailey, people began to wonder, how much did she really know? Turns out, more than anyone expected. Madison and Hailey had known each other since childhood. They followed each other on Instagram. They'd been photographed at events, and while Hailey never addressed Madison directly, fans couldn't ignore the awkward overlap. Even today, Justin occasionally comments on Madison's posts, especially on her birthday. Just friendly, maybe, but for someone who rarely shows public affection to his wife, it raises eyebrows. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Hailey has stood by Justin through every controversy, breakdown, and scandal, but the more these old stories resurface, the more people are asking, did Hailey stay silent because she didn't know the full story, or because she always did? And as Madison kept defending Justin and protecting his image, Hailey's silence began to feel less like support and more like strategy. As the years passed, Hailey Bieber's role in this tangled story grew more complicated. Fans began to notice the little things, the quiet moments that spoke louder than any public statement. Justin still comments on Madison's photos, sometimes with sweet birthday wishes or friendly emojis. Yet when it comes to Hailey, those same public gestures are rare and often tinged with jokes or teasing remarks at her expense. It's a pattern that's hard to ignore. And while Hailey rarely addresses Madison or these swirling rumors directly, those close to the situation say her patience might be wearing thin after years of bending over backwards, covering for Justin's mistakes, and standing strong in the spotlight. Insiders now claim she's reached a breaking point. Some say Hailey is done with constantly defending a relationship filled with secrets and silence, a marriage tested by old ghosts and new rumors. But the silence from her side, many believe it's not accidental. It feels like a quiet warning, a sign that something is shifting beneath the surface. Then came the moment that blew the story wide open. A Reddit post from a few years ago resurfaced, claiming that Madison and Justin's relationship went beyond just friendship. Back in 2014, when Madison was only 15 And Justin 20, no official statement ever confirmed this, but the photos spoke volumes. There were pictures of Justin with his hands on Madison during studio sessions, taken right before she turned 15, public outings where their body language seemed more than casual. Fans started using one word over and over at grooming. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. What once looked like mentorship and support now felt like something far more troubling. The backlash was swift and brutal. People questioned how Justin's team let this happen, how Hailey could stand by when these rumors were swirling, and how Madison stayed silent for so long. Social media exploded with demands for answers, calls for Hailey to speak out, and renewed scrutiny on Justin's past actions. This viral clip and the photos reopened wounds not just for the fans, but for everyone involved. And just when you thought the story couldn't get any messier, when the rumors exploded online, fans watched closely for Hailey Bieber's reaction, and when she finally spoke, it was careful, measured, and cold. Hailey said she loves Madison and that they go way back, hinting at a long history between them, but the tone felt distant, not the warmth you'd expect if everything was truly okay. No fiery denial, no emotional defense. Just a cool, controlled statement. Many read this as Hailey setting boundaries, making it clear she isn't interested in getting dragged deeper into the drama while still protecting her marriage. It was a message wrapped in politeness, but heavy with meaning, because behind the smiles and public appearances, the cracks are showing. Madison's story is no longer just about a young singer's rise. It's about control, silence, and the complicated ties that bind. And as Hailey navigates this storm, one question remains: can she truly separate herself from Justin's past? Or is this just the beginning? Madison Beer's journey, from a wide-eyed fan to a star caught in the middle of power, control, and silence, is a story that goes beyond the music. It raises uncomfortable questions about influence, loyalty, and the blurred lines between mentorship and manipulation. Hailey Bieber's carefully measured response only adds to the mystery. Is she standing by her husband out of love or obligation? And how long can she keep holding on before the truth unravels everything? One thing's clear: this story isn't over. The past is never just the past. And when it involves fame, power, and secrets, it always has a way of coming back. So what do you think? Was Madison a victim or a survivor? Is Hailey truly in the dark, or is there more beneath the surface? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest celebrity stories you won't hear anywhere else.